Okay, we're back in session. I'll just read how things are going to go and what's going to happen here. We recognize and support your right to come register your concerns and appeal the appraisals that are given. Our duty is to hear both sides and make a determination based upon the facts as we see them. The assessor must assess value at market value on all properties in Bannock County. The appeal process gives the property owner the chance to appeal said values before this board. If for some reason the decision rendered does not meet with your satisfaction, we encourage you to file an appeal with the State Board of Tax Appeals. Another option available to you is district court. It is imperative that you focus on property valuations, not on protesting your taxes or people. I'm going to have our chief deputy, our deputy clerk, Nancy Allen, swear those in that are going to participate. Carson, you're up first on my agenda.
Thank you. I'll sit over here.
Sit right there.
All right.
You go ahead and sit for a minute whilst we go through this hearing, and then you'll be next.
Excuse me, may I comment? This is 1 o'clock, correct?
Correct.
I was scheduled for 1 o'clock.
We have actually 2 appointments scheduled at 1 o'clock, and his name was on the list first.
Okay.
Okay?
Somebody's going to compensate me for my time?
Well, if all goes well today, you'll be
Go
compensated.
first. I got a little time set aside that I can wait.
Well, no, we follow the procedure that is set up.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to be given 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll ask questions, and then the assessor's table will be given 3 minutes. And then we'll ask questions. You'll be given 2 more minutes to rebuttal. And then the board, the commissioners will talk and render a decision. So please state your name and your 3 minutes will begin.
Okay. My name is Carson Taysom, and I appreciate the time everybody has today to give me for this. We'll get right into it here. I got my evaluation, and this is the first time I've ever done this. I've always felt it's been pretty fair, except this year I had a 47% increase, and I had a shared property line neighbor's value decrease some this year. So I got to looking at some comparable stuff around, and I didn't feel like the computer system can account for my exact situation of the neighborhood that I do live in, given that it is an older neighborhood. Across town is all the newer ones that my house falls into the category of. Let's see. I got some examples here. Let's grab the first one. Did you guys want to make sure you got copies? I brought some.
We have.
Okay. So we'll just kind of go off what I got on here. When I went to go sit down, I didn't get any direct comparables to mine. I think mine's a tough situation for a direct comparable. And everything that is similar is a lot newer. I had a 47.2% increase compared to the average of 18%. That alarmed me a little bit. Let's see. And then I did find some newer homes that their assessed value were less, that I felt they're 10 years newer than mine. And if you base it on the square footage, they were actually a little cheaper. Let's see here. Would you like partial numbers or
No.
just examples? Okay. So mine's based at 105. I didn't include garage square footage in that because it's totally different from a builder's perspective. So what I did is I tried to find one that also had a garage that did calculate the garage to try to be fair with it. The first one on my list is on the new subdivision, Snow Peak, 135 Snow Peak, built in 2008. It's at 75, 45 a square foot there. And I was looking at the basement and noticing that there's no bedrooms, bathrooms. However, I do know that that one is finished. I've been in a lot of those houses through restoration work or other things, so. That was one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit, being honest with what's.
Okay, there's your 3 minutes. Any questions?
No questions.
Your 3 minutes begin.
Thank you. So, in reviewing the parcel, this subject property in preparation for the hearing, we took a look at the home and homes in the surrounding area. I do think that one of the things that stuck out to me in the appellant's packet is a lot of the values are from our parcel viewers, so we're looking at 2020 assessed values. And so when I look at a lot of those assessed values for 2021, they have gone up quite a bit. When I dug more deeply into this specific property, it's kind of an oddball. It's not an oddball in the type of home it is, but this is unique in the sense that there just weren't a lot of homes built right around 2000. We saw an uptick in new construction in that area starting in about 07, but before that it all kind of trailed off 10 to 20 years before that. So it's hard to find homes built really close to this year in that area. And so
I annexed ground into the city so that we could build homes.
right. And so with all of that being said, I do think it probably warrants a deeper look next year at homes like this that are just, you know, what do we compare them to as far as age is concerned. So on this one, I am actually in agreement with the appellant that for this year, until we can kind of get that maybe more tightly nailed down, that we go with the 235.
Did you need to ask him if he wants to?
Do you want to say any more, or you
I think that's fair.
call for a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we, on property RPRIINT 005001, that we accept the assessor's recommendation of $235,000 as per the request of the taxpayer.
You have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's been adjusted to $235,000.
Thank you much.
The matter is closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, gentlemen. I really didn't want to be here, but we have to do our civic duty, correct?
Correct. Please state your name.
Charles M. Dixon, D-I-C-K-S-O-N.
Okay, now your 3 minutes will begin.
Okay, I just want to stand on my appeal notice as I submitted it, along with the accompanying information that you should have copies of. I maintain that according to federal data and the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, a 16.2% increase in residential home values, which actually has gone down to 14.1 as we sit here, reflects the maximum that you should be increasing in evaluation of my property. It's that simple. I don't feel that a 66% increase in 1 year is justified on top of the nearly 16% increase last year. My place was built in 1926, or at least that's when it's on the books. I think it's actually before that. It's old, it's depreciated through the years, and I can't see the justification for the value. Thank you.
Okay. Questions?
No questions.
Your 3 minutes begin.
Thank you. When we analyzed the home, we showed that it's been quite some time since any updates have been made. I believe the last time we show any updates from our historical records, it was around 1985. So the home is still subject to almost full depreciation of we show the build year is 1910, so you're looking at almost 100 years of depreciation there with the small update. And so when we look at the home, we're showing 877 square feet above grade, 500 square feet of finished below grade, and to be of just a fair condition for the year that it was built. So then when we look to see were there any changes on the file that may have influenced the price change this year, we do show that it was newly drawn into our system. So in years past, it had simply been a trended value. This year, it's been priced in accordance with everything that we've seen in the market. So then when we look and we say, do we show that homes are of a similar nature selling for that same value? We do see homes that are in that same general time frame with what we're looking at for effective years and all that are all selling, in the range of 165 to 207 before we adjust any prices for time. So that's all sales that we saw last year. So we certainly are seeing homes sell in those ranges, and we certainly appreciate, the appellant's concerns about the prices increasing year over year. And with what we look at, unfortunately, we're not able to follow any certain percentage. We break these out by types of homes and the areas, and whatever the sales are doing, that's where we find our market value. So our recommendation would be that we hold at the assessed value of the 185,887.
Any rebuttal? Talk right here.
I'm sorry. May I inquire as to who these people are and who they represent?
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Jason Hooker, appraisal manager.
And I'm Anita Hymas, the Chief Deputy Assessor in the Assessor's Office.
So you moved to Bannock County. Where do you derive this data from? Local realtor companies? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize.
All questions.
I'm used to looking at who
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
speaking to.
and that's, okay.
I apologize.
Your next question, sir?
Yes. Where do you derive this data from? Is it local realty agencies, or is it from past assessments, which I might add you haven't done for 3 years?
Process?
I think I can answer that. So there are 2 different ways that we typically arrive at values every year. One is by doing an assessment on a property. State code requires us to come in and inspect from the outside all properties every 5 years. So that leads us to do 20% per year. So each home is re-inspected once every 5 years. In regards to the sales data, we gather any available sales data that we are able to access. Sometimes those are reported sales of homes. We send out questionnaires to property owners, and we'll take that into consideration as well when they report the price they paid. So once we gather all of the available sales we can, we then take a look and break them out by areas and look to see if there's any trends into what the market has done in specific parts of the county and what the market's done for specific types of homes.
Thank you. So, commissioners, comments?
I just have a question for the assessor's office. Jason, you guys have him listed at $90.75 a square foot. Can you speak to that? Because a lot of the ones that I've seen come from you guys, you're very rarely is a subject property at the high end of that.
From what I'm seeing on the file, what is possibly an explanation of that is with the updates that we have on record as being done back in the 80s, it updates the effective year of the home to, I believe, 1940. It updates the effective year of the home to 1947, sorry. So then when we look for comparable homes, we're looking for ones that have a comparable effective age. So if we feel the home has been updated to the 1940s, we're looking at other homes from that area. We do try to take that weighted approach with all the information we have. And this does appear, when we're looking at the per square foot, that it is on the higher end of that spectrum for sure.
Yeah, that just seems, because typically what I've seen from you guys, the bigger the home, the more that comes down, and you've got a couple smaller homes that are substantially below it on their square footage, but yet their cost per square foot is a little bit less. So that's just like, I'm curious on that.
I'm looking at the paperwork. The gentleman come to BOE last year, and we adjusted, and it seems like we've overlooked last year's BOE and just increased. So my opinion is that we go with Mr. Dixon's estimated or desired market value of $139,500.
I feel like that's in accordance with what we've been doing, so. Mr. Chair, on parcel RPCPP 119900, I'll make a motion that we adjust the assessed value to $139,500.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 Passes unanimously. And like I say, both of you have the ability to appeal, but at this point, this board considers the matter closed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can we go off the record for a minute? I'd like to make a couple of comments.